build, we're gonna maximize the explosive power of combining the new Dark Knight Greatsword, which has an exclusive weapon skill called Darkside, and the 2-piece bonus from the Dark Knight Armor Set that we just got in Title Update 3. There are many different synergies that we can abuse with the new Darkside skill to amp the explosiveness of your charge slashes. As always, if you enjoy videos like these, support this channel by hitting that like button and subscribe for more Monster Hunter Wilds content. And if you see the hype button down below, click that too, it helps this channel out a lot. Thanks. The Darkside skill is really simple and effective. It enhances the Greatsword's level 2 and level 3 charge slash to deal more damage, but at a cost. Every time you use the level 2 or level 3 charge slash, you'll convert about 25 HP into recoverable health. Additionally, the first time that you land the Darkside hit, your raw attack gets buffed up by 10% for 30 seconds. Once this wears off, the raw attack buff goes on cooldown for 15 seconds before you can use it again. The nice thing about Darkside is even if you have very low health, you can still do a charge attack and still have 1 health remaining, while the rest of your health turns into red recoverable health. Not only that, but converting green health into recoverable red health counts as taking damage, unlocking more synergies with other skills, which we won't be making full use of in this build. However, the Greatsword is incomplete without 2 pieces of the Bale Armor Set, the new Title Update 3 Final Fantasy XIV Dark Knight Armor. At 2 pieces, we get access to the Dark Arts Armor Set bonus. The 2-piece bonus grants extra elemental damage whenever we have red recoverable health based on the weapon type that we're using. For slower weapons, we get about 14%, faster weapons get about a 10% increase in elemental attack. Additionally, if you're using Greatswords, your level 2 and level 3 charge slash gets a special augment where you shoot a dark crescent beam that does a percentage of your attack as extra damage, and it can cleave through multiple enemies. While not exactly necessary for making the best use out of Darkside and all the synergies that it has, we gotta do it for the style. That crescent beam that you shoot is too freaking cool not to abuse. The damage of the crescent beam itself is an individual hit altogether and does not scale off of damage dealt by your charge slash. It can also crit and is affected by the resistances on a monster's hit zone. For the Shadowbringers Dark Arts build, there are 2 variants that we're going to be going over today. Both variants focus on abusing skills that are otherwise inconsistent without the ability to inflict damage onto ourselves, something that Darkside lets us do in a very safe and controlled manner. The first variant will use the following armor pieces: the Lagia Chris Helmet Beta, the Xoxia Chest Beta, the Bale Arm Alpha, the Xoxia Waist Beta, and the Bale Leggings Alpha. With the decorations you see on screen, we're gonna get a bunch of fun skills that work really well with Darkside, alongside the tried and true 5 levels of Agitator and Xoxia's Super Recovery Set bonus. So the thing with Xoxia's Super Recovery is that it doesn't work when you have red health, but that's a good thing for us, we want that red health. The Super Recovery Set bonus is there to heal us whenever we step on a pebble and lose all of our red health. Outside of Agitator level 5, we're also going to get Latent Power level 5. Latent Power gives us 50% affinity and lowered stamina drain on certain actions whenever we A, take enough damage, which in Wilds is 130 damage, or we are around a monster that we're hunting for 2 minutes. The nice thing about Darkside is converting health to recoverable health is considered taking damage, which means we can activate Latent Power whenever we want to with it. It's kind of nice, you don't have to wait till 2 minutes anymore. It's awesome. And then this set also gives us 3 levels of maximum might, which gives us 30% affinity whenever our stamina is full. For this build, we get a total of 95% affinity when all of our armor skills are active. The next skill is going to be Resentment, and we're going to have 5 levels in it for 25 raw attack whenever we have red health. You could lower Resentment down to level 4 for 20 attack to increase our next skill, which is going to be Recovery Speed Up. At Resentment level 5, we're only going to be able to slot in 1 Recovery Up unless you have a God Charm with 2 additional level 1 slots that are open and free to use. Then you can get 3 levels of Recovery Speed, which is actually really amazing. It feels like you're not losing any health at all when you're using your charge slashes. It is really underrated to get this to level 3, but sometimes if you really want that unga bunga damage, it can recover you too fast for you to even proc the next skill without getting hit. Which is why, if you're feeling aggressive, I would do 5 Resentment and 1 Recovery Speed, so that way our next skill will actually trigger when you're playing skillfully. If you have better charms, definitely use it. For this build, we're gonna go with a craftable charm that gives us 4 levels of heroic, and that's exactly the level we want. At level 4, we get a 10% increase from our basic attack, with the true Shadowbringer's Greatsword being a 2200 base attack weapon. That means we're gonna get 22 attack whenever we are below 35% health. Additionally, we get a staggering plus 100 defense alongside the attack boost. And while level 5 sounds very enticing, granting us a humongous 66 raw attack boost, we will lose out on that huge defense boost, which might be a make it or break it for certain situations, especially when you're below 35% health. And honestly, the bulk with this set is actually pretty good. Not only do the armor pieces individually have high defenses, but the Shadowbringer Greatsword also gives you 30 raw defense. Another idea would be to replace this heroic with a Counter-Strike level 3 charm of some sort. For example, I have a God charm that's level 3 Counter-Strike and level 3 focus. That is a bit more enticing for me because that opens up a level 3 decoration slot on my weapon, which lets me amp up the damage even more. But with this build, Counter-Strike may be a bit riskier to activate. If you mess up our offset timing or get hit wrong, we can just die. And for the last skill, we get 1 level of Coalescence, giving us 5% increase in our element attack whenever we cure ourselves of an ailment. While this is not something that we can control, it can make our Dark Arts follow-up beam do a little bit more damage. This build is a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be initially, just because it feels risky, but it's not. With at least 2 levels of recovery up and the super recovery skill, I'm just getting way more health back than I am actually spending. So even if you did get hit after spamming a bunch of charge slashes, it won't feel as bad. Another side effect of this build is that now instead of dreading all the red health that I have, I'm looking forward to getting to that 35% health threshold, at least for a little bit, so I can dip into extra attack boost for more damage. With all of our offensive skills active, we're looking at a staggering 87 raw attack increase if using level 4 heroics, or 90 raw attack increase if using Counter-Strike level 3 instead of the heroic. As for the second variant, we're going to be swapping around our Bale Armor pieces and then taking out the Soshia pieces and the Lagayakruz pieces for something that is a bit more familiar, and that is the 3 pieces of a Lord Soul armor set. For this build, Lord Soul will give us 11 raw attack, and because of the armor pieces we use, we'll also gain access to Raidal's Voltage 1, which gives us extended time in Latent Power. More precisely, it gives us an additional 30 seconds for a total of 2 minutes and 30 seconds of Latent Power. For this build, we'll be using the Raidal Helmet Gamma, the Raidal Chest Gamma, the Bale Gloves Alpha, the Bale Waist Alpha, and the Uthuna Pants Gamma. With the decorations you see on screen, what we're gonna end up with is 5 levels of Latent Power, 5 levels of Heroics that grants us a total of 66 raw attack whenever it's active, Resentment at level 3 for 15 raw attack, and Agitator level 3 for 12 raw attack, and 7 Affinity whenever the monster is angry. To round off our affinity, we get 2 levels of maximum might and then 1 level of weakness exploit. Altogether, we'll have a total of around 80% effective affinity whenever all of our offensive skills are active. While this may seem like a downgrade from the first build, we actually get a lot more utility skills and also the life-saving effect of Guts, allowing us to take 1 lethal hit per life. To note, if we are in Heroics range, Guts will not activate and we will actually die, but Guts makes it a lot easier for you to play around those ranges without getting carded. Pair that up with skills like Recovery Speed level 3, Quick Sheath level 3, Constitution level 2, Divine Blessing level 1, and Stamina Surge level 1 all work hand in hand in keeping you alive and also negating the downside of Darkside. With all of our offensive skills active, we actually get a staggering 122 extra raw attack. As for the weapon skills that we'll be slotting in, I recommend focusing on level 3 focus so that way we can get our level 2 and level 3 charges out a lot faster. If you have something like focus 3 plus handicraft 1, that works perfectly. With the remaining 2 slot and 1 slot decoration, we can use both of those decorations to make level 3 crit boost. No matter which variant we choose to go down, we'll get a ton of mileage out of critical boost thanks to our build's high affinity. Give these 2 builds a try and let me know what you think. I've been having a lot of fun with the new possibilities of dealing damage to ourselves. It opens up so many doors for build crafting. I gotta try out more builds with this Greatsword. And the Bale Armor's 4-piece bonus, which also takes away our health and converts it into red health. If you have a Shadowbringers build of your own that you'd like to share, leave it in the comments below. I may or may not steal them for a future video. For more fun Monster Hunter Wilds content, check out this video on screen right now. My name is Varsona, and I'll see you in the next video.